Welcome back to the Curling Champions Tour 2013. We're live at the m.baden Masters here in Switzerland and we are into the final. Unfortunately for us, there's not any Swiss team in the final, though there are two former champions of the m.baden Masters. It's no one else than Brad Gushue from Newfoundland, Labrador, Canada, as well as Thomas Ulsrud, who doesn't need any introduction, I guess. He's from Norway, he's Mr. Fancy Pants, and he's in the final. My name is Daniel Schifferle, and I am glad to be commentating this very exciting final. We're in the first end. Thanks for joining in. And it's already a very exciting first end. You can see lots of rocks in play as Christopher Swa is bumping this one just behind the tee line, while Brad Gushue playing yellow still lying shot. I am joined today by no one else than the beautiful, tall, glorious
Come on.
Roger Golka.
Well, I'm glad to be here, really. Really glad. Thank you, Daniel. Hey, it's nice to be with you. Nice to be watching some more curling today. This is going to be the last game of our weekend and not the least exciting.
It's been a very exciting tournament, actually. Brad Gushue is unbeaten so far.
Yeah, and so is Ulsrud, actually.
Lots of rocks in play here, and they're actually going to put one into the bunch again.
Big start
really
to the
easy touch here. Christopher Swa is looking for just a tiny little bump.
Yeah, well, I mean, there used to be really a time where players used to play the first ends very defensively, whatever happened, and now you see really often also ends being played very offensively with some high precision shots, such as this one. I think, though, he just didn't roll enough to decide to avoid the double.
Brett Gilland, who's had a wonderful day, I think 97% in the semi-final. Though the sweepers are called off, the line seems to be pretty wide. Turned out alright though. And they really wanted to make sure that the shooter is going right behind the tee line in order that Thomas Ulsrud from Norway wouldn't be able to make a hit and roll here. Them? Ja. So Roger, what are the options here?
Yeah, well,
Halvtreff.
he has last rock. he has to be really careful with that yellow rock, which is in front of T-line, which is the only Canadian rock which is really dangerous. Seems like he's going for in off his own red. Yeah, and Torger Nergard going up with a big weight. I think it's the right option. This rock he's trying to remove is really the most dangerous of them all. Yeah,
Look at that.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, very well done.
Well, I don't know if maybe he wanted to.
Throw one in there.
I don't know.
The other option is to try
They don't seem really convinced about that shot.
right there.
Well, look at those rocks in play. This final here at
Split center
Baden
line's pretty
really
good.
went off with a boom, I would say.
Yeah. Well, now that not convinced because Gushue now has a good chance to play another freeze. Brett Gallant, young player from
Line's good.
Prince Edward Island.
Line's good. Whoa. Clean, yep, yep. Hard for line. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a week. Whoa, let it curl. Let it curl. Up. Yep, yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well done.
And well
Very
executed
nice
shot. So Ulsrud having last drive has to be really careful. You know, you always got that. It's just crazy. I mean, every time when you have that center guard, how they always in the end, just one center guard, just always in the end ends up annoying you when you have the last rock. It tracks automatically all the game to the center.
Well, it's really, you know, it's a decision that you make in the beginning of the end. Are you gonna take or even just take it off, or are you just gonna ignore it? And I think in Baden right now, you know, it swings a lot, the ice. It's a beautiful curl that we got here. By the way, congratulations to the Iceman. Really has some great conditions here at Baden. And with that much rotation, that much curl, you know, you can't ignore the guard.
Yeah.
This one's really close.
Well, I think that because of the free guard zone, you know, like teams are not allowed to take the guard off, and so they start playing behind, and then they get dragged into playing behind, you know, because you start needing to have some position in the house. And I think, yeah, teams in the end start like just forgetting about the guard, and suddenly maybe you can arrive in the skips rocks and realize that that guard is really big pain. But anyway,
Ja, mye så tynt som mulig. Kanskje hvis du treffer der, du får litt aksel på det. Noe sånt. Bare kontrollert. Wow! Nære. Wow! Wow, 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 wow.
Needs to curl, and it just doesn't do quite enough there.
Antageligvis må vi slutte å slå hardt, for vi kan ikke...
Shook things up though, not really an advantage for Norway.
Vi kan ikke det der, altså.
Once again, to keep in mind, Thomas Ulsrud is having a hammer here
This run back and get rid of
with
a lot of yellows.
an average draw shot
I don't know if
competition of
that's
8.9 centimeters throughout the entire weekend, whereas Brad Gushue has 21.3.
oh Lord.
They're only beaten by
I don't know
the
if it helps
Swiss
this whole
team,
bunch,
which is Sven
other than
Michel,
eliminating reds.
that was just beaten by
It's either
Brad
freeze
Gushue
or
in
we
the
hold it.
semifinals
Split
at
the center line up high.
really, I
Break
think
the
a
center
good
line.
6.2
Hvorfor ikke det der?
throughout the entire weekend.
Yeah, well, now this with the new rules in curling, the last stone draw is taking a really big importance, knowing that you can actually be eliminated because your last stone draw is bad.
Oh yeah,
And-
that happened to us last year.
Yeah, and also you play the last stone draw to get the hammer next end. You know, usually before you flip the coin. I think now it's a good idea. It's kind of on merit. If you draw closer than your opponent, just in the last stone draw, I mean just open draw the house with two sweepers, you get hammer. So
Yeah, so for people who aren't familiar with the sport, you have, after each game or in some events beforehand the game, you have to play just one rock, so-called last stone draw, and whoever is closer gets the hammer, so the advantage of having last rock in the next game.
Yeah.
Whereas it used to be just flipping coin.
Whoa. Close, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, then. Whoa, let it hook. Close. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Really had to be patient here. Nice shot by Brad Gushue though, who's in good shape now.
Yeah. Oh, he's using that center guard as well as he can, and
Thomas
There we can
Ulsrud is
see.
looking at the triple
yeah,
here,
isn't there
which
a
is
good
actually
angle?
possible.
Yeah. Isn't there a good angle, maybe?
Tredjedel.
Yeah, I think
So
he'll-
he's trying to slash that red
Vi har ikke noe
on
annet.
the right hand side, top of the forefoot, into the two yellow ones.
Du har enda litt, Torgeir. Må nesten ha is i treff. Tredjedel. Det der er island skal gå helt spiklart, ja. Nei, ja, bitte litt. Må gå for... Det er ikke noe bedre å treffe halv og gå forbi alt.
Is he gonna take out his pistol once again?
yeah.
Thomas Ulsrud bringing the big weight in the first end of the final
Whoa!
at the Baden Master 2013.
Nei, det, whoa,
Looking
whoa, whoa!
pretty good.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Ah,
Yep.
what
no.
can I say? Not heavy enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Jeg må
I think
faktisk begynne
his
hver
pants
dag å
slowed
se,
him
for jeg
down
tror
a
det
little
er
bit.
perfekt for at alle tre skal
Fancy
gå.
pants.
Yeah.
Hver dag må vi begynne å se på det der, altså.
Yeah, we already commented on that
Kan det
yesterday.
ikke treffe?
So now Brad Gushue is really in great shape.
Yeah, oh, he can really put Thomas Ulsrud into big trouble now if he manages to play some kind of good draw. Yeah, there. To block an in off the red on the left hand side here on your screen.
But we should get enough curl. I don't mind a hair more. Just a hair across would be better. Dead on the nose, you probably can make the last. What did she get on the split? So we're still over the 85. I don't mind a hair more.
Brad Gushue drawing just on top of the two yellow ones. A little bit off center, trying to make sure that Thomas Ulsrud doesn't have a shot for even one.
Line's good. Let it curl. Let it curl. Whoa, up. We still free?
Oh yeah, there's still three.
Nei, det gjør det ikke.
Sitting three, and now
Konstein.
Thomas Ulsrud doesn't have any easy task to get a point here.
Skal vi se.
I think
Jeg ser ikke så mye heller, altså.
just
Get that much on the other.
in off that red where Torgen Nergard is putting his broom down might just be his option. What do you think?
Yeah, well, there could be triple. I don't know.
could be a big
something
shot
left.
already.
Well, the send has really started quite hard there. I mean, with all those rocks in play and big shots.
Triple for 3.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Guess that's what Thomas Ulsrud is facing right now.
Or maybe he's just trying to play to only get one taken on him or something.
Whoa. Yep.
Are they gonna make 3?
Hard.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So we got a steal by the Canadian side in the first end. We're live in the final of the Baden Master 2013. My name is Daniel Schifferle and I'm joined by Roger Gulka.
Yep, always a pleasure to be commenting here. We saw a really nice first end. So it's still a win by Canada, which is in the end not a disaster. I think Ulsrud wanted at least to make sure he didn't get scored more than 1.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's not very nice to start a final by getting a steal of 2 or 3 on you. And well, the Canadians played it out really well. They managed to get the right position in the center behind their guard. You see once again that role of the center guard. When you don't have the last rock, it allows you to steal. You see also what it gets to steal. You need to have rocks that are really in the center if you want to have a chance. And so now Brad Gushue will restart, probably replace center guard.
Yeah, probably. Don't see him going right into the rings already. Geoff Walker is asked for a close center guard here. Rock's looking pretty heavy though.
Unless maybe he just wants it in the house, actually.
Yeah, actually we just
No, yeah,
guessed
he'll just put it in
wrong.
the house. No risk.
Nice shot, nice way.
Could he maybe also be hoping in a way for a blank so that Ulsrud would have to
Halvveis.
give up hammer for the even ends?
Forsiktig med den. Du som er finere sigg i dag.
Well, anyway, the Norwegians are more aggressive, starting out with a classical corner guard.
So it already shapes up to be another big amount of rocks in that end. Though this one is going right into the rings, too bad.
Or solid board, sorry.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit too fast. This, I would say, quite a bad miss for a lead.
Close to it. Stay close to it. Close. Yep. Hard. Okay.
Not too precise by both teams here.
Yeah. I think after that big end, they want to relax a bit. But anyway, they're just going to replace that guard now. And this time sweeping is needed.
Litt mer enn meter over da. For å få den helt til halvveis. Hard. Så lenge den linjen. Hard.
Yeah. Havard Peterson. A little bit slow,
Feel it or dirt.
but it's there.
Fairly high. It's swinging pretty good. Like even if he gets it there, should be able to get at it.
Yeah, as you can see, Gushue is not worried too much about that guard. It's quite far away. And he estimates that, of course, even if they manage to tuck themselves behind it, there's enough swing on the ice to be able to go get that rock with probably hack weight. So no
Adam
stress.
Casey is looking for a tight center guard here.
Yeah, he really wants to get that good position in that control zone in front of the T line and
Still needs to curl. Low Jeff.
yeah, in the middle in front of the forefoot.
The center line. Get it to center. Get it
It's always so important. Sweeping, maybe rock didn't curl enough.
Just a little bit offline. I
Solid hakk.
actually
Greit å slå den ut.
noticed that already in the first end. They are
Noe sånt.
just a little on the wide side.
Yeah, the cameraman who was going on the wrong sheet of ice.
Well, it's difficult. We have many games going.
Yeah, that's true. With all the games on the ice there. Anyway, back to serious stuff now.
Ingenting, ingenting. Ingenting, ingenting, ingenting. Wow. Følg den gule, Torgeir. Følg den gule. Bra. Bra fart.
Christopher Swatch is taking that rock out of the scoring zone.
Yep. And open shot. Yeah, Ulsrud just wants, Gushue just wants to make sure Ulsrud doesn't score any more than 2 now that he has, once again, last rock, and he's got a good center guard in case if, maybe if they hit and stay, and imagine Ulsrud hits and rolls out, then he can go behind it, take good position, once again in the house, yeah, top of the tee line. Yeah,
They're already going for a freeze here.
Yeah, I think it's not such a bad option because, as we said, like if ever he hits and rolls out, squat on the side, and it would just give a free draw in the center for Brett Gallant. Here, if they place the freeze correctly, they will maybe force them to make a mistake because I think you will expect Gushue to try a hit. Weight seems pretty good.
Need to be patient
Line.
with this one.
Oh, weight is absolutely perfect, but it maybe could have curled just a little
just
bit
an
more.
inch more, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, it's more difficult than an open takeout, so mission accomplished in a way. Really nice weight from Christopher Sva.
Brett Gallant from PI.
Yeah.
This one really starts to curl here.
Yeah, and we already have one Olympic team there actually in the final, playing against probably a team that will be playing the trials in Canada for the Olympic Games. I think there in Canada there's the Briar and there's the trials, and I think that trials is probably one of the most exciting events in Canada because for the Briar it's one team per province, but at the trials it's all the best teams. All Canada, all in one.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
if you
big.
like curling, you gotta watch the pre-trials and trials in
It's
Canada.
like the big thing. Already pre-trials, I'm sure that they can pull out a few Olympic champions out of that pot of players and teams, and then the trials. Yeah, well, we remember last time what happened with Canada in the men's, at least, crushed everybody, including actually Ulsrud in the final. Let's hope for him that this final will have a better destiny than his Olympic one. Gushue actually already have won these trials, knowing he represented Canada in Turin. Time with Russ Howard.
Very nice little roll there. Just half buried.
Brett Gallant is so good with those hits and rolls. It's unbelievable.
A game.
Yeah.
As mentioned before, 97% in the semi-final.
Yeah.
Sounds just like Wayne Madop.
Yep. It's like, hello. Here you go. Still, sadly for him, let's say the rock is a little bit open. So there is a little chance now for Torgeir Nergard. It's going to come probably with a back line weight. Seeing from the ice it's given.
Torgeir Nergard, who's been to already 2 Olympic Games, I think.
Alt av på gul, Svan. Alt av på gul. Kanskje får den gjennom. Ja, kom igjen da. Alt klar. Kom igjen, kom igjen. Bra fart.
Hadde du der da? 3 blanke da? 2-9?
Different player, same shot. Just a little roll to the center is asked here. 2 rocks of a roll to be fully buried. Brad Gushue is looking for exactly that.
Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Yep! Roll it hard! Hard!
Oh, he just didn't get that roll the way they wanted.
Lying
it's-
open now.
It's going to be Ulsrud's turn to go for it.
So it's right now it's really just who gets it first.
Exactly. And you know, I mean, an open takeout for, well, I think for most players is quite an easy shot to play, especially for those kinds of players. But what you really want is not only the open takeout, but the roll. And the roll is like the little extra that will make the difference, really. I mean, if he can do the hit and stay, good. But if he gets the roll, then he really gets that little extra that's going to hurt Gushue a bit more.
Thomas Ulsrud will be playing his 3rd Olympic game. I think his 3rd Olympic Games.
Kommer til å kølle på slutten. Wow. 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 Kommer til å kølle. Wow. 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 Wow, vekk. Wow. Wow. Outdoor.
And they just get a little bit closer with each shot. Still not wide open, but partially open.
Føler nesten jeg er litt ute. Det ser ikke sånn ut. Hæ?
But this time around, Brad Gushue is asking for a hack weight takeout. That's a little bit slower than he played before. Still trying to get that little roll to the center line.
No, actually, he'll be playing his 2nd Olympic Games, Thomas
Is it?
Ulsrud. Yes.
So it's only for Torgen Nørgaard.
Yeah, well, it used to be Pal Trolson, remember?
Yep! Whoa! Clean! Hard! Clean! Whoa! Whoa! Up! Little heavy one.
So Torgen Nørgaard was on the Trolson rink, wasn't he? I think so.
We'll find that out.
Wide open takeout. Clearing the shot out of the rings is asked.
Yeah, well, Torger Nørgaard has already played 3 Olympic Games, actually.
It will be his 4th.
Yeah, so it will be his 4th.
Wow.
Yeah, he played in 2002. Yep.
No big deal for Thomas Ulsrud.
2006,
from Norway.
2010,
Second end
and got to play in
is
Sochi.
done. We're still at the score of 1-0 in advantage of Brad Gushue from Newfoundland Labrador. After 2 ends played, I think none of the teams are really in charge yet. They both have strong performances here.
Yeah. Well, I think the first end, Gushue managed to pull it out of the fire a little bit better. Ended up with the steal of 1. Well, that's life. Yeah, Ulsrud. Yeah, it was not a very, how to say, offensive game in the second end, and finally no team managed to get that little extra that allowed them to really take a great advantage on the other team. And so, yeah, still a 1-0.
And therefore, same situation as before. Jeff Walker is going to play in the rings. This time, This time it's going to be a close guard.
Gotta go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard.
Full foot.
So if you have any kind of questions or want to leave just a comment, don't hesitate and ask questions by email. Go to life@curlingchampionstour.org or just go to Facebook, join us there. Our group is Live Curling on Ola1.tv.
Linje.
Yep, you can ask any questions, post any comments, whatever.
Vær med, vær med. Japp, japp. Whoa, 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 whoa.
This one is just coming by. Might be a little bit heavy. Just tiny bit heavy.
Ah, la, la. Yeah, it seems really nice like this, but it's not really what they want. It's behind that famous T line. Yeah, it's always a dilemma, you know. You have. Sometimes you think it would have maybe even been a bit better if it touched the guard a little bit and split it two corner guards. That could have been really nice.
Yeah, it seems that Thomas Ulsrud doesn't really play those little take shots that we mentioned in the semi-final. That Sven Michel was asking Simon Gempler to play.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, you know, like we were saying also yesterday, it's those kinds of team tactics. Maybe it's not really their thing and they all agree that they don't really want to play this shot. Whatever, it's not going to stop them from being one of the best teams in the world.
Ja, linja er ikke gæren. Plass. Hvordan er farten? Ja, hold i gang. Linja kommer seg. Hardt. Hardt, vi må helt ned hit. Hardt, vi må helt ned på T-line. Hardt!
Heavy sweeping here by Christopher Swall and Torgen Nergard. Are they able to freeze it?
Well, it's not frozen, but
Just short.
Du prøver å fryse en gang til. Eller dra cleant rundt.
Nei, så
Snepp med ringsen over. Full 8 må vi ha. Til linje på den der. Foreløpig har vi plass.
so
Christopher Swall with another draw around the center guard.
yeah. This time they want to go back in the middle.
This one is really curling here though. Just got it by. They need to be shot on this one, are they? No, they aren't.
No, but
Ah,
they
just-
still say bra, which means good.
Did you practice your Norwegian, did you?
No, I learned that yesterday. Yeah, it's a cool word.
Hard. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Right off. Yep. Hard. Yep. Go. Sorry, Adam, I misread that one.
Nesa er fin. 15. Eller bare spille
Oh,
vann.
curl more there, sorry.
And
Ren.
back for a draw.
Så er farten.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's
Uh,
Take out here.
Oh la la.
Yep.
No big deal
Yeah.
for Christopher Swa, whose name in the team or his co-name is actually Bumpy.
Bumpy.
Yeah, did you know that?
No, you're teaching me that right now.
He's used to be bumpier than he is now.
Oh la la.
Really hard. Hard.
Yeah, well, if you're second, you got to be able to hit. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that the second really needs is be able to hit maybe 10 times in a row and then suddenly place a really important draw. This is really this is one of the big difficulties about second position, is that you end up playing most of the times hits, but when you have to place a draw, often it can be very important. Oh, take position, get position right up the start of the end. For example, I think about those ends where you must absolutely steal, and you place 2 center guards, and then it's the second who has to draw behind. His draw has to be perfect. Lots of sweeping. Oh no.
Oh, but they are still able to get it out of the rings.
Yeah, but
Tremendous sweeping there. To keep it online.
Nergard really unhappy.
Brett Gilland on the heavy side here. I think that is the first half miss I see
Yeah,
throughout the entire weekend.
yeah, that doesn't happen very often with him. Anyway, well, it seems like Ulsrud's chance for a 2 is getting quite slim now.
Hva tror vi om noe sånt? Ja, det gjorde det. Noe sånt.
Even though he can use that corner guard.
Once again, if you have any question, just write us an email to live@curlingchampionstour.org or join us on Facebook. It's live curling on laola1.tv.
Ja, Sveis, hold på hvis dere må. Sveis, hold på nærmest. Wow, wow. Det er ingenting
Oh,
foreløpig.
did you hear that? That was the typical whistle.
Vente. Helt hit. Vi klarer.
For the longest time, Thomas Ulsrud used to be the only skip that whistles to give commands to his sweepers. Now I think it's Stjerner that started to do the same thing.
First thing you gotta do is be able to whistle like him.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is that most people don't realize that in those curling rinks, when there are 4 or 5 or even more games going on at the same time, it is really, really loud. And so the communication for the sweeper, between the sweepers and the skip is getting really, really hard. And since it's such a crucial thing in curling,
Yeah.
you gotta
Well, I
have your
mean,
little
go in
tools.
the street and start trying to talk to somebody 40 meters away, and see how loud you have to speak so that person can hear you, hear what you say.
Yes.
Also, and then imagine there's cars around. I mean, for example, because there's all kinds of parasite noise we don't even pay that much attention to, but people actually walking on the ice, the rocks. I mean, if you go in like curling rinks where, like, for example, it goes under the ice and you can hear the rocks, the sound of the rocks.
Nice touch
sliding
by
on the
Brett
ice.
Gushue there.
It's really loud. So you don't really pay attention to. But anyway, it's always good to yell at your teammates from time to time too. It's good for morale, I'd say.
Jeg lurer på å snappe mer, ja, så bitte litt mykere. Såpass langt bak.
Straightforward hit and stick. So we'll see once again Brad Gushue just going for the peel here.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, no, for the
hit and stay.
hit and stay, and then it's going to be Thomas Ulsrud going for the peel.
Exactly. Yeah, there's quite a lot of spectators now watching this final. I can see especially the whole crew of the Russian team. Russians are still not decided who will play for them at the Olympics, at least for the men. For the women, it's already quite sure it's the
Well, quite
Team Sidorova.
interestingly, they brought 17 players along, and we're here for 2 weeks in Baden, having sort of a boot camp,
yeah.
and then they decided which 8 players are gonna
Yeah.
be the 8 players in those 2 teams taking part in this Bonspiel here.
Yeah, it's all very, very organized, and they have that big pot of players, and they kind of pick. Last year they were coming with one team, and there were maybe 7 players, and they were just swapping all the time. So they're still not sure. And so I was talking to the Russians. They said that now the pot of potential players is down to 10 people, and that they will know in November when who actually will be going to Sochi. So yeah, there's quite a lot of competition. All those players will get like really nice advantages when they play for their team and everything, and plus the honor of playing Olympic Games at home.
Well, Russia is really putting a lot of money in all kind of sports now.
Yeah.
In order to get the best results at the home Olympic Games.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be the most expensive Winter Olympic Games ever, so we're really looking forward to that. Actually, it's probably going to be a really amazing organization and great curling, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And one of them, Arthur, said I had to say hello, so he says "Привет" to everybody.
Looks like a lot right now. Looks like a lot.
Roger, our little Russian ambassador.
Oh, come on. Yeah, they're nice people. I like them.
Same procedure as every end year.
Yeah, and there was I remember with the Russian team, there was for the men's, there was a discussion as they had hired a team Gunluxen from Saskatchewan to play for Russia, so they were supposed to learn Russian and get a Russian citizenship, but to get Russian citizenship they had to give up their Canadian one, so finally they refused to play for Russia, but they had accepted the first point, so now they're forming really a good group of young men, because recently they were more performing. Well, actually, they've been more performant with women than with men, actually. So now they're trying to raise like a good group of competitive curlers, and they're getting every year better and better.
Well, Jason Gunlickson, of course, is now playing with Jim Cotter of BC. Though I heard he's only playing 5th by now. He's not on the normal team anymore.
Yeah.
Needs a curl at time.
Well, I remember that his this move that they had about going to play for another country was quite badly seen in Canada,
Go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard.
which is in a way relatively understandable. But
Where I gave him on the first one.
you know, if you can get a chance to play the Olympics, why not? In a way.
Ikke noe mer. Noe sånt. Myk vant da. Myk vant her, så holder vi den.
So now this is shaping up to be a much more interesting end, as the Canadians have put up a nice shot rock on top of the forefoot and the center guard.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah, after a particularly exciting first end, we had 2 blanks.
Wow. Følg egen, Svan. Følg egen. Wow.
This one seems to be just a little bit heavy.
Whoa.
You got any?
Some crazy yelling there. I don't even know where it came from.
These two teams seem to have fun on the ice, which is, in the end, the most important thing, I think.
Well, yesterday I was seeing both teams at the hotel, you know, just chit-chatting on the sofas at the lobby. You know, like,
Yep.
you know, that's also one thing about curling, really, is
Hard.
I mean, even the people that, for example, would beat you in an Olympic final could still be your best friends, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, no.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Adam Casey
Uh-oh.
Good shot.
is
that was a close
staying
one.
in the rings.
Yeah, I think he was a little scared there on that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure it was going to
No
touch
kidding.
till the end.
Du må stoppe den høye kar, da. Bare bite Ottesen, da. Linje. Og plass. Å, bare fart. 8 fot. Wow. Yep. Wow, foran 10. Wow. Mye is. Bra til.
Pretty stood. You can bump it out if you like, but. You can throw a similar sort of weight you just threw. I like that. Maybe a foot more? What's that? Maybe a foot more? Yeah, a foot more is about all. Should slide okay down here. Whoa.
Adam Casey with a very tense look on his face. Kind of looked like Pea Lindholm for a moment.
No. Yep. Hard. Follow through when you follow through. Go. Hard.
Beautiful shot.
Go, Jeff. Go.
Very nice weight control. Just tiny bit too light, too soft here.
But not bad, because that rock stays in the back of the rings and can be quite annoying for Ulsrud, who knows. So again, you see the center guard coming in play every time, you know.
Yeah, Thomas Ulsrud really seems to just ignore it at the beginning of each end.
Well, in the end, you always get a bit sucked in and the game inside the house, you know. Yeah, we're just in touch with Sander Rolweg, that you probably know from all the World Curling Federation broadcasting. It was telling us that, you know, we always talk about those fancy pants, the Norwegians, and they have, he says they play with about 20, but they have access to 60 more, so about 80 different kinds of pants they can wear.
It's
you like
almost
to have
a different kind of or different pair of pants a game.
Yeah, I think you can roughly do, well, I don't know, they play a lot of games, but you could roughly do one season with one different pair of pants per game.
Yeah, or at least half a season for sure.
Yeah. How do you like to have so many pants in your wardrobe?
They must have huge wardrobes.
Yeah.
Too bad IKEA is Swedish.
Yeah.
Yep, hard. Whoa. Yep, whoa. Yep,
Once again, a very nice shot here.
Yeah.
Breaking land.
Good shot, though.
Oh, we were at the point where even Thomas Ulsrud says we have to open things up here.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe he's going to try a run back.
Torgen Nergård with the run back.
Oh,
Double.
It's always good to have a third that can make those kinds of shots from time to time.
Yeah, comes in handy
Yeah.
at situations like this one.
They still have a center guard, but at least it's one of their rocks. And the center is cleared for now.
Torgen Nergård, who started curling in 1987. He was born on December 12, 1974, by the way.
A very experienced
And
player.
resides in Oslo, of course.
I think he's played in Skøyen, Oslo. Møre. Nice rink. 13 European Curling Championships, 3 World Junior Curling Championships, 9 World Curling Championships, and 3 Olympic Games. That's 28. 28 times he's played for Norway.
That's impressive.
Quite an impressive experience. Something you can see quite often in Europe.
Andrea Schupp.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Andrew Schupp.
What
Or even
was
a-
it, over 500 international appearances? Something like that?
Well, I don't know. Torgen Nergård played 262 international games, winning 161, losing 101, so more wins than losses.
Which brings us to a, well, pretty special thing about curling, that I think the most valued thing to have in curling is really experience.
Yep.
So many different little things can influence your performance, of which a lot of percentage is actually mentally.
And you're right, 517 appearances for Andreas Schupp, including 117 games played. So 300 wins and 200 losses about.
And Torgen Nergård with another, in fact, that's a run back double again.
Yep. 26 European Championships.
Who needs Swiffer to clean things up when you have Torgen Nergård on the team? Wow.
Yep. If you're in trouble, just call Torger.
Brad Gushue going for the hit and roll. This one is really sticking close to the center line, though. Not lots of swing. It's a patience game now. Will it stick in the rings?
Oh yeah, that will
Well,
stick.
That one turned out pretty well, actually.
Yep, but does he leave him a double? Ulsrud is not trying to score a 2.
There's definitely a double takeout, so will the back yellow one stick in a 12-foot? That's the question now, I guess.
Myk vant der, du prøver å få kontakt der. Skipp på rullen du, Torger, med myk vant. For det bak der ser som, det får bli som det blir. Ja, han skal bare spille myk vant, og så prøve å rullen, for det bak der ser som skjer. Kan være da maks flyt du får. At du får softdobberen, jeg tror ikke det, altså, for rullen er det.
Thomas Ulsrud only with controlled weight here. Heavy sweeping on this one to keep it on line. And Thomas
really
Ulsrud
good
is
shot,
lying
but-
shot rock, whereas Gushue is lying second, I think.
And probably third, from what I just saw. I'm not sure, but anyway, second for sure. They're looking at it.
Fikk i hvert fall helheten, så å si, da.
Well, it's a very nice shot. Say a little sad that he didn't manage to get those 2 yellow ones out. He is hidden behind the guard. I can't see it on your screen, but there's a guard a little bit higher.
So once again, if you have any questions or want to leave a comment, send us an email on to live@curlingchampionstour.org, or why don't you join us on Facebook? We're reachable on Facebook. Just type in Live Curling on Laola1.tv and you'll find us.
What's that? Yeah, it'd be nice to be shot. At least if we get an edge frozen. Touchdown is very neat. What do you think of that?
Crucial shot now. Brad Gushue doesn't want to get a 2 taken on him.
Line's good. Line's good. Whoa, then. Whoa. Line's perfect.
Line is looking really, really good here.
Hard, it's light. Go, guys, it's light. Come on. Hard.
Oh,
Just tiny bit
Yeah.
short.
a little bit short. It's quite disappointed. I think he wanted to force Ulsrud to play a tougher draw on the forefoot.
Få litt mindre.
There we go. Live curling on Laola1.tv. That is our address on Facebook.
You can also send your comments and questions whenever you want on our Facebook group, where you will also be able to be updated on events, get the links, etc., to know when you're going to be watching your next Laola1.tv game.
So now the Canadians sort of reached their goal by Oh, this one is looking really heavy, actually. Thomas Ulsrud is trying to
Uh-oh.
score a second point here, and this one is just digging in.
It's not bra.
Though wasn't quite enough. So
Not-
we're at the score of 1 against 1 after 4 ends. Gushue will be having the hammer in the 5th end.
Not-
What do you think of the first half of the game, Roger?
Well, at least it's a tight game, so we still have no idea who will have the upper hand at the end. I don't know. Well, the thing is that right now, at the start of the 5th end, Team Gushue will be probably a little bit higher up mentally, having kind of escaped the 2 with the mistake of Ulsrud. It's always a little bit bad for the morale when you won't manage to put that extra point. Let's say a gimme extra point in a way, and if the other team kind of thinks, oh, we're kind of lucky, so they're going to be a little bit more motivated. It's actually the second time we saw today Ulsrud missing a shot for an extra point. Still the start of the season, I suppose. So a new start to the end with this time a center guard put up and a corner guard coming up with Jeff Walker.
They really just switched sides to say that.
Yeah.
Two-liner better. Yep, yep. Not hurting it. Hard. Go. Hold on.
Femten.
Award for Pettersson
Tre. Sammen da.
with the hit and roll here.
Yep. Takk. Takk. En. Yep.
Nicely done. You don't want to roll too far. If you roll buried, you of course leave a little barrier where you could freeze onto.
Mine's a little tight. Oh, we're okay. Whoa, line's fine. Whoa. Yeah, it's got to be heavy because he's not getting off that line.
Jeff Walker not really happy with what he's delivering here.
Det bare ikke uansett. Prøv litt, så. Faen, doble, faen, fryse. Faen. Yep. Nære. Yep. Hard. Push. Hard.
Heavy sweeping by the Norwegian guys here. Are they able to bring it out and keep it in the rings? They are just sticking around. Tremendous sweeping there.
Yeah. Well, Ulsrud now trying probably to have those, to keep two shot rocks in the house. Nice and split the way they are. Seems like Gushue's trying to go for some hit and roll, freeze or something, or even double, whatever. I think comes up. And
Adam Casey bringing the big weight for a double takeout here.
yeah. Well, the idea now for Ulsrud is to force Gushue to score one. He's got the center guard in case if he wants to steal or something. Yeah, I think that he would probably want to hit this yellow rock and roll a little bit to the side, on the broom side. Just to avoid leaving a hit and roll behind the guard. And if he hits and rolls himself behind the guard, he'll be behind T-line, and then Gushue will have a good chance to freeze.
So it's a pretty sticky situation here.
I think he'll probably just want to roll a little bit.
Ja, andre veien da. Andre veien.
Oh,
And they
I don't
both
know.
teams
Maybe
seem
just
to
hit and
struggle a
rolls.
little bit on the right-hand side from this angle with weight versus ice. Because the softer hitting weights seem to curl a lot more. And
Well, he gave a lot of ice.
yeah, they did give a
Right,
lot of
hit.
ice.
Hard.
Adam Casey once again.
Whoa. No.
This one is very straight again. So I think we can really see a trend here
Yeah. Well,
where
now
the side is becoming more and more, let's say, straight on the hitting weights.
yeah. And I think now they're going to go for the hit and roll. I see Thomas Ulsrud is giving a little bit less ice now to Torger Nergard. And a little hit and roll, but to the wrong side. Now Brad Gushue is going to try once again the hit and roll. We were always saying, like, you need that little extra. The first team that does the hit and roll perfectly will have a big advantage on the other ones.
Well, hit and rolls are really, I guess, the most effective curling rocks that are played. I mean, you're taking one out and getting buried in the ideal case. I think that's why most teams practice the hit and rolls.
Yep.
Actually, yes, more than any other kind of rock.
I mean, if you start practicing takeout, I mean, everybody at that level can hit an open rock, for example. The idea is that you want to try and hit the rock at one precise spot. And hits and rolls are actually extremely difficult to control because it depends on the weight you throw. I mean, the harder you will throw, the more you have to hit in the center, depending where you want to roll. So you need an extremely good communication between the thrower, the skip, and the sweepers. The skip must know absolutely the exact speed of the rock so that he can try and ask for the sweeping to hit exactly in the right spot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So it's really, actually, it's really complicated rocks to manage.
But it is, in fact, it's the team shot out there.
Yes, it's really the team shot.
And both teams are struggling on both sides here with the roll. Just by the way, both teams won the Baden Masters before. Last time that Brad Gushue won this first spiel of the season was in 2007. Back then there was Mark Nichols still playing with him. And Thomas Ulsrud played with the very same team in 2008 when they won the Baden Masters the last time. Oh, sorry for that. Actually, Brad Gushue won it in 2009 again, so they switched. Gushue 2007, Ulsrud 2008, and Gushue in 2009 again.
It's always come back with different teams of this tournament.
At rulle ut er greit.
Another little hit.
Well, now the roll is not as easy as it was before, since that rock in the back of the house is sitting right in a really uncomfortable position.
Yeah, exactly. I think they really want to avoid the jam in the end, really. Oh, he seems to be way inside. See the intensity of the look. Ooh. Hard sweeping. It's true. If he yells at me like that, I do what he says, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think his grandfather must have been a Viking or something.
Yeah.
That was intense. Now in pretty good shape, though.
Good normal.
Yeah.
Of course, there is the absolute dream shot of a double roll.
Yes. Well, he doesn't have to worry too much about the jam.
No.
Even though, depending how he jams and hits, Ulsrud might be shot. But besides that, if he makes a little hit and roll, I think he should just focus on the hit and roll behind the guard, and maybe he'll get the double out of it. Just throwing a little bit of weight, I think he's going also for the double.
This one starts to move.
Oh, good shot.
Beautiful double, no roll, though.
Yeah. I think it's looking like a blank end soon. Ulsrud needs
Or
to
I
remove
think
the
Ulsrud
yellow.
is actually drawing to the forefoot, which is an option here.
Maybe he doesn't want to leave a last stone in the 6th to Gushue, even though this is quite a risky shot. And he can't afford to be open. He can also leave a run back for 2, like a short run back.
There is a short run back for 2, yeah.
Yeah, if he...
You want to leave this one not maybe partially
You would
open.
want to be, I think, where Torgen Nergard was putting his broom there at the back of the forefoot circle.
It's a very interesting call if it turns out to be their call. Of course, you always have to think that your opponent will actually throw the rock with 100% success rate. So that's why they decided to go for the takeout anyway now.
I think it's the most, how do you say, wise option.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's a safety shot.
You can go for the draw, but I mean, you take a big risk because if your draw's not perfect, you give him the 2.
It's always risk versus reward.
Yeah. Well, he
there
hits
we
and
go.
rolls out, but yeah, the worst he can get is a 0. The best is maybe a steal if ever, but. Anyway, so it's going to be another blank end. We haven't seen so many blank ends maybe in a whole tournament. But it's the final.
Hi, Brad. Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
so
That you come here
Thomas
for the interview of
Ulsrud
Laola TV.
or Brad Gushue
Well, we got a lot of questions.
gave a little
from
interview
our
last
viewer,
night
and I think,
about his experience here
one
in
or the
Baden
other
and
would be
everything.
Very interesting. Now, first of all, how you feel here in Baden?
So,
we
well,
enjoy
we
playing here in
are
Baden. The ice is
done
always
with
good
the
and,
fifth end.
You know, they
They'll
treat us
bring
well.
up
It's
that
always a lot of fun.
Okay. I mean, I have seen that you come all the time to Basel
Brad
every year, and
Gushue.
now you change to Baden, right? This is good to know, and I hope it continues, right?
Yeah, and it's a good time of year for us. It starts a little bit earlier, so it allows us to get a few more events in and a bit more practice. And you know, the weather's nice over here this time of year, and like I said, we enjoy coming here.
Okay, you just did a training. How about the ice conditions? I mean, do you feel a difference between the ice of Canada and the ice of Switzerland?
No, not really. Actually, the ice over here is pretty good, and it's pretty comparable. There's curl out there. You know, it's fairly consistent, and hopefully it stays like that throughout the whole week. And if it does, you're going to see some good curling.
Actually, you could say as answer, because we have all Canadian ice masters, right?
Yeah. So Armin is originally from Canada, but
Exactly.
he's been over here for a long time.
For a long time, yes. Well, I have here some small questions to ask you, and maybe one or the other. Actually, most of the questions are from female, because they think you're such an attractive team, so they ask you. One thing which is I see very important is they ask us all the time about the mental training. I mean, what do you do besides the practical training for the mental training?
I've worked with a sports psychologist for a long time, and over the last couple of years, I just try and read books, read up on it, and really try and exercise what you read and try and implement it into games and practice situations, and over time it becomes more consistent and you become better at it, and that's the main thing we do. I know all 4 of us right now on our team are reading a sports psychology book and trying to take any little bit of information that we can that's going to make us successful.
Because the next question follows by saying, what is your last thought before playing the last rock?
Really, it's just generally the weight. Just trying to really focus in on the weight that I'm trying to throw and just concentrate on it. Maybe try and think about a shot that I made in a similar path and how I threw it, and just use that. It's you try not to think too much, because when you think too much in the hacks, and bad things can happen. But if you try and think about some of your previous successes in that path and how you threw it, generally that works pretty well.
Okay. Another question is, they ask me, what is your most memorable event in your curling career? I mean,
Probably the Olympic trials in
Okay.
2005 when we earned the right to represent Canada at the Olympics. That was pretty amazing. We played at a very high level of curling, and to beat the caliber of teams we did and earn the right to go to the Olympics was pretty special. Obviously, the Olympics is up there as well, just the biggest event in the world. But for the way we played at the trials, that was pretty fun.
Well, actually now is the Olympic season, so I think it will be very tough. So many Canadians team trying to qualify for it.
Yeah, it's the level of curling in Olympic years is very high because people are training hard and really gunning towards, whether it be their Olympic trials or the Olympic Games.
No. Another interesting question was about your pre-game routine. I mean, what are you doing? Let's say, what is your preparation before the game?
Really just trying to get our body loose and get ready to go out there and play for a couple hours. We try and just visualize success, visualize ourselves making some shots and enjoying the game. It's we try and keep our pregame routine fairly short because when you play in an event like this, you could play 2 or 3 games right in a row. So you don't want to make your pregame routine too long, otherwise you won't have an opportunity to do it if you play back-to-back games.
They ask me too, actually, you have maybe some special socks or whatever, I kind of all the time putting the same thing?
No, you know what, when I was younger, I had a lot of superstitions and I'd wear the same socks, wear the same shirt, but as I've gotten older and lost as much as I have over my career, you realize that the socks and shirts really don't make a difference. It just comes down to how you play.
Okay. I think a nice question is about what advice you can give to juniors. I mean, now many young people, I see that here in Switzerland we get a lot of young teams now, so what advice you can give to them,
Practice hard. That's really the only way in a sport like this where feel is such a big thing. You have to throw a lot of rocks, you have to practice a lot, and spend time on the ice and enjoy it, have fun. Like for me, practicing is as much or more fun than playing games. I just like being out there and throwing rocks.
So how many years now you're doing curling?
I've been curling now since I was 13, and I'm 33 now, so 20 years.
Still enjoying the same level, right?
Yeah, I still love it, and like I said, I enjoy just going and throwing rocks. That's fun for me, and obviously playing games is fun too, but if you enjoy practicing, it makes it a lot easier to do.
Sure. Brad, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think it was very nice, and I hope to see you again. I mean, you have now tough games ahead, right?
Yep.
And maybe an interview in the quarterfinal or the semifinal.
Well, the final would be good.
Final? I mean, I thought step by step.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Brad.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So Brad Gushue, a very genuine, nice person from Newfoundland, Labrador, who actually mentioned to me that it's easier for him to come to Europe to play instead of going out west in Canada because it's just closer. Just to put the immense geography of and land mass of Canada in perspective.
Yeah, in Canada, driving like 5 hours is like nothing.
It's like half an hour for us Swiss.
Because it was funny because, for example, I remember when my friends had to take the car for 2 hours to go to another city in Switzerland to play. It was like, oh my god, it's so long. In Canada, it's like 7 hours. It's okay.
So we're in the sixth end of the final at the Baden Masters 2013 at the score of 1-1. Brad Gushue is having hammer here in the sixth, and he is going to score here, I think.
Well, it looks like there's going to be some score now, especially that he switched his tactics from defensive to offensive just now by asking a draw behind the guard. I think he wants to use those backups as his advantage. The center is open, so he will certainly score. First comes to worst, only one.
Mine's good.
And Ulsrud will try and make sure that he keeps 2 shot rocks in the house.
Well, at this point of the game, Gushue really has 2 options. Either he's going to score here in the sixth, or he's going for another 2 blank ends in order to have last rock advantage in the last end.
It's a good shot, Adam.
Though with 3 rocks in the scoring zone, he's definitely looking to score in this end.
Vær så god. Linja er fin. Hvor lang? Hold an. Det er ramen. Ramen. Her nære. Hjelp, hjelp!
Big sweeping here by the Norwegian guys, but they just missed the so-called infamous breaking point. That's the point where a curling rock is starting to curl, which you really have to anticipate as a curler and especially as a skip. And here they just missed it,
Probably going to have a double, but if we roll there, it risks
giving the chance to the Canadians to take off the shot rock and line 2, which would give them a really great shape here in the 6th end as they're looking to score 2. So Brett Gilland, the Canadian third from Prince Edward Island, with a hit and a little roll.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Very nicely done here. Once again, if you have any questions, just write us an email to live@curlingchampionstour.org, or you can also join our Facebook group. It's Live Curling
On
on
Lola1.tv.
Just had a second there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Alt fra halv til tjukkhalv går.
I don't know.
Torgen Ergaard once again with an attempt for a double takeout here, bringing the big weight. Beautifully done, though he's not able to get both out.
What a great shot. What a great shot this is.
I really have to mention it again. If you are in trouble, just go and get Torgen Ergaard. He's cleaning things up. Wow. Brett Gilland trying to draw into the rings with as much separation as possible between the two rocks. And now it's Brad Gushue coming out to help his sweepers. You can see the importance of this shot. Though I think they really jumped on that one for no obvious reason.
Okay, good shot.
So Team Gushue just got a little bit nervous there. So Walter actually asked us whether there are some good books around about mental training and preparation, as well as curling tactics and strategy. Well, in fact, there are some books around. I think a couple of skips wrote some pretty good books. And to be quite honest, I only know some good books in German for mental preparation, but there should be around. I think there is a good strategy book by Kevin Martin, but we will just look it up for you, Walter, and give you a shout as soon as we know what kind of books we can recommend to you.
there was a book written by John Morris. I forget the title right now about physical training, and for specifically for curling.
Touch less than that. Just through. Yeah. Is it coming back at all? It's probably about a 70. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Close. Whoa. Off. Right off.
Brad Gushue with a very nice touch here. Line 2 shots.
Cool. Yeah, I just popped, but it looked like it wanted to curl. It just never broke like it did earlier.
Really, really making it tough for Thomas Ulsrud here.
Enten så skal jeg se, så enten tripperen eller en bra bit. Så klarer du å følge det. Ja, men da kanskje du sitter varianter der.
So if you're going to the double takeout here, you're most probably going to lose your shooter, which you don't want. And in the end, if the rock on the very edge of the 12-foot is still hanging around, there's an open takeout to lie 2 again for Brad Gushue. So it's really hard for Team Ulsrud here to figure out what to do here.
Det er ikke så bra, men det blir ikke bra.
The aggressive call is most certainly the come around or in the freeze.
Det er langsom død, da. Du er død.
What pesha do?
Yeah, Thomas Ulsrud just asked, what would Claudio Pescia do?
Yeah, Claudio
thing is-
Pescia, the greatest hero of all times in curling.
Well, he's he's a legend in Switzerland, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's
He's
now
a living
coaching.
legend.
He's now coaching Team de Cruz.
Well,
And if they're hearing us, well, you know,
he's secretly
Hello.
coaching Team Ulsrud as well, as it appears, but
yeah. But I mean, if you agree with Claudio Pescia, then I mean, you have understood everything in life. I think your life is good.
Yeah.
So, love Claudio Pescia and be happy.
coming soon, the Claudio Pescia action figures. So they did decide for the easy come around takeout here.
Egen svar! Egen! Egen! Jobbe da! Hard, 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 hard!
Almost fully buried there. Open it up. I'm just going to throw back 8. Yeah.
Brad Gushue from Newfoundland, Labrador, looking to come around and just tap that red rock.
Hard for line.
High precision shot.
High precision shot, a team shot once again,
Yes!
and the sweepers are on it.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think they seem quite. Ooh, is it going to curl
It
enough?
needs to curl though. It really needs to curl here.
Torgen Nørgaard jumping on it. Was it going to be only one or two? It's going to be really close.
It's close.
I think it's only
we'll
one.
have a measure here.
Or there could be a measure. We'll see what the thirds decide. Curling's usually counter skips who look at the
Very
rocks.
close.
Everybody stays off of the house. Looking out with the brooms. No, you're not allowed to measure rocks before the end of the end. And so, well, one yellow for sure, as Torgen Nørgaard shows. And now they're going to bring out this compass.
It's really hard to tell from this angle. Is it going to be one or is it going to be two? They're bringing out the measure.
Yeah. So that's the first time we have a measure this weekend on Lola TV. So as you count point and curlings. It's the closest you have to touch the house, which is those circles. So you can touch it by 1 millimeter. It's enough to score. But of course, the closer you are to the center, the more chances you have to score. It's only one team that scores per end. And it's the rocks that are the closest to the center before the opponent's shot. So we saw that there was one yellow. And now
It's only one yellow.
And it's going to be one yellow. And now the question was to find out, is that red one closer to the center than that other yellow one they measured?
And it's really only one yellow.
To know if it's one or two yellows in the end. Because if the red one is closer, then the yellow is cancelled. If it was further, then it would have been 2 yellows. So 2 points for Gushue.
Yeah.
So it's only 1
we're
point.
At a score of 2-1 for Gushue as we go into the 7th end of this very, very exciting and close final game at the Baden Masters 2013. Let's see what Thomas Ulsrud is wanting to say to his performance and to curling in general.
So I look at you
Yep, no.
in the
Thomas?
camera.
Yeah, all the time. Okay, Thomas, thank you very much for joining us, the CCT interview. I think you are such an experienced player, and it's a pleasure that I can ask you questions, mostly female questions, right?
No, I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Okay, and the questions is, I can say, is from Nadia from Slovenia. She asked me, when actually you become a coach, I mean, getting off the professional sport and getting a coaching season, right?
I'm going to focus on playing for 1 more year for sure. Olympics coming up this winter in Sochi. That's the big goal of this season. But after that, I might go into coaching. You never know.
Well, you see, Nadia, so just inform right away. He's maybe available, but we don't know, right?
Where's Nadia from?
From Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Right.
Slovenia. Okay, so I'm going coaching in Slovenia. You never know. You never know.
Well, coming back a little bit of curling research, I mean, you play many years, right? I think you even learn with the backswing of the rock. So my question is, how you see all this development in case of the sliding, in case of the ice conditions, right? What do you think after so many years?
I think everything is improving, and you see a lot of these younger teams coming up now. They have almost perfect techniques, so it's getting tougher and tougher to beat them. And yeah, we've been around for a while, so we still have some experience, but I tell you, it's not easy anymore. So a lot of young, good teams coming up.
Well, actually, your team is very young too, huh? So,
yeah, the front end. That's a clue for if you're a skip. If you're an old skip, you get a young front end.
Okay, let's say to an average,
yeah.
right? An average,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And another question is, what ask me a little bit about a mental coach. Again, 20 years ago, we didn't have this mental coach. Now,
No.
what do you think about this development?
Yeah, I think curling is a sport where you need to have a mental coach, because curling is, for me, is all about confidence. When you sit in the hack and with your last rock, if you don't have the confidence, you can have the best technique in the world. You're never going to make the shot. So it's all about confidence.
Well, this is actually the next question, which actually you already answered, is what is your last thought in throwing last stone, right?
I think especially as a skip, you have to almost be borderline to be a bit cocky. You have to say, of course I'm going to make this one.
Okay.
If you sit there and doubt yourself, I'm not sure I'm going to make this, you're never going to make it. So you have to at least tell yourself in your head, I'm going to make this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
About the food, this has changed too. I mean, remember 20 years ago we had a steak and go right away on the ice.
Yeah.
Now, how about the eating?
Yeah, we have some coaches from the Norwegian Olympic Federation try to tell us what to eat and not to eat. How should I put this? We don't always listen. We're a little bit like old school. Even if we play tournaments, we sometimes go out for a good steak and a couple of 1 or 2 glasses of red wine or whatever. I mean, do what you're used to. I'm used to that. So if I should completely change it, only drink water and eat salad, I wouldn't play well.
Well, this is a good answer, So here in Switzerland, at least you can join a bit. I don't know, wine or beer. We have everything, right?
Yeah, I love Switzerland. It's always good. Yeah.
Okay, good. And a good questions, I think, is all the time. What is your best memory of curling? I mean, there was a special year, or if you recall now a little bit.
I think actually with this team we have now, we won our first tournament in Lucerne. It used to be a tournament played every year in Lucerne Trophy, and that was actually the first World Curling Tour event we won.
Okay.
So that was a bit special, and of course for us the Olympics that was almost 4 years ago now in Vancouver. That was also a really special moment. So. I'm looking forward every 4th year, and curling it's not the biggest sport, but when there's Olympics around, it's a lot of media attention.
Sure.
And it's a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to this winter.
That's why actually we do interviews, because we want to push a little bit the curling sport as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, we have our Laola group, we have Facebook and whatsoever,
Yeah.
The question I think is in my case important actually was what you can give now as an experienced curling player. What advice you can give to junior teams, because we have seen now, as you said, young teams coming up. What is really your advice for them?
My advice is actually, I think there is no secret to success. It's only the guys who train the most and train the best. They're always in the long run, they're gonna win. And it doesn't hurt to go over to Canada and play against some really good teams. So I think practice hard and play against good teams, because then you don't get the mistakes. You have to make your own points. You have to make good shots to get the points. You don't get any mistakes from the enemy. So go and play in Canada and practice hard.
Well, I think every junior team would love or would be happy to play against an experienced player like you, Thomas.
I'm gonna quit before they start beating me, though.
Thomas, thank you very much. It was very nice.
Thank
and, you. You will come again in Basel, or you will
Yeah.
let them?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will give you.
You're not rid of me yet.
No.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Well, thank you, Thomas Ulsrud.
Very, very characteristic. Yeah, he is a character, Thomas Ulsrud.
Yeah, well,
And I enjoyed the part about the food. That's my opinion too.
well, I
Don't-
think
don't drink water and eat only
some
salad.
stars like Glenn Howard would agree with him, I suppose. So
Good shot.
this does stop you from being the final of m.baden anyway.
So Brekkeland with a very nice shot here in the 7th end. Once again, a double takeout and roll.
Meet one.
As we come down to 3rd rocks already. Once again, it's Thomas Ulsrud having hammer here as he is chasing Brad Gushue at the score of 1-2. And Brad Gushue is definitely looking to force Thomas Ulsrud to score only 1 point in order to get back his last rock advantage in the last end. So it's really a key end, the 7th end here. And every shot has to be made.
Just here.
big sweep by the Canadians, and they just got it by.
Yeah.
Good shot there.
To say though, that team really doesn't miss that many shots.
No, they're
all.
well, you know, it's the first curling champions tour event of the year, and we're in the final.
Yeah.
No shots can be missed in the 7th end here. Otherwise, your team is in trouble.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, we were talking also about that. But when you, actually about when you prepare for throwing your shot, is that also thinking about what is the worst way to miss. Okay, you don't want to miss, but you know that the worst thing you can do is, for example, be a bit too much inside. So the one thing that you will make sure that when you throw your rock is that you will not be inside.
Though that's exactly the thing that they are not thinking. They're
Yeah.
saying, I'm going to be a little bit outside, if
Yeah.
any, or I'm going to be just right.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Talking
I'm
about
going to
the
be just
mental
right.
thing, right?
But you have to know that the last thing you want to do is be inside.
Yes.
And so every player, this is like player with the player's experience. They know that. I mean, you don't have to tell them or anything. But it's always quite important to see. And so, and in the end, because what you always want with the shot is at least get something from it. You know, sometimes plan A won't work, so you try and get a plan B. Or you want to make sure that you don't want to do the worst thing possible. At least get something. And if you never miss, I mean, you don't have to make all your shots perfectly, but if you never miss, you're already quite tough to beat.
So we're already coming down to skip rocks here.
Whoa! Whoa! Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Straight up. No. No.
No roll on this one. So things start to look more like a blank end here instead of force by the Canadians.
Yeah, really in a small score. And, well, the ideal of the Canadians would be to force Ulsrud to score only one. Like, I mean, if he scores one, they're tied with last rock in the last end.
Oh yeah, but in order to force,
Yeah.
Gushue would have had to roll here, which he
Yeah.
didn't.
And
So this game is really close right to the end.
what Ulsrud wants for sure is to get. I think he really either score two now, which seems kind of quite unlikely, but still not impossible, or 0 to have the last rock in the last end. And normally with the last rock in the last end, you're usually sure to have at least the extra end by scoring 1 with your last rock. But like some teams really prefer having. There's always that big debate. What is it better to be? 1 up with last rock, without last rock in the last end, or 1 down with last rock in the last end?
I think the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that statistically, being 1 up without last rock, you've got a higher percentage of chance of winning. But personally, I remember with our team, we were more comfortable 1 down with, and very often we were scoring a 2.
Well, the thing is, 1 up without, you can't miss.
Yeah,
If you have a miss, you're already set up for your opponent to that they are going to score 2.
yep,
Going from the idea that they're actually scoring every shot exactly the way they wanted to. So I don't know. It's as you said, it's depending on which team you're on and what your personal opinion and feeling about it is.
Whoa! Close! Ready, Adam? Yep! Hard!
Now this
Hard!
one is
Hard! Don't
curling,
Whoa!
and they got a roll.
oh my god, they're so good at that.
I think they practiced. They must have practiced.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just like luck.
Maybe they were born this way.
Da tror jeg det er lettere å gå på rønnen. Tror jeg har større treffpunkt på rønnen.
Yeah, Ulsrud a little bit annoyed now. He has to make sure that
Is he going for the run back, which Torgen Norgard just pointed out to him?
well, he's got really two options: either go for a takeout and try the blank, which he seems to be choosing, or go for a draw for one.
Yeah. What do?
I think he prefers. It seems like he really prefers to keep the last rock in the last end.
What would Claudia Pescia do?
Yeah, what would Claudio Pescia do? Actually, this is the real question you have to ask yourself. What would
Yeah.
Claudio Pescia do? The man,
The legend.
the real man. Yeah. I think that will be an inside joke on Laula TV for a while now.
Thank you, Thomas Ulsrud.
Yeah, thanks.
Thomas Ulsrud bringing out his pistol once again, looking for a run back.
A lot of weight. A lot of weight.
Oh, oh, oh. Is it gonna curl?
Oh, no, he just jammed it. How disappointing, really.
Yeah. That.
Always so close, you know, it's always so close. You know, it's like a miss, but it's always so close.
Well,
Close doesn't count, that's the
makes up
problem.
for an exciting last end.
Yeah.
As Thomas Ulsrud really has to go all or nothing here in order to score 2.
All right. Hello, that's us.
Yeah, that's us. Now it's your task to join which one of those faces goes with which voice.
Yeah, good luck. You can win, oh no, actually. But actually also really want to thank, like you hear us, but you never hear Martin Stuckey, who's always there, and he wakes up every morning at 5 in the morning to make sure everything works for Laula TV, and without him there would be absolutely nothing. So really want to thank him for all his work. And yeah, one day maybe we'll do a little interview with him. But actually the problem is that if we interview him, we don't have the guy taking care of the screens and stuff.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a dilemma, but I think he would have some interesting things to say about food as well.
Yeah. Schweinschnitzel paniert mit Pommes.
Anyway, we're into the final end of the final at the m.baden Masters 2013. It's the first event of the Curling Champions Tour. And we've got Norway's Fancy Pants Thomas Ulsrud playing against Brad Gushue from Newfoundland Labrador, who's now leading this game 3-1.
Yep. And now Gushue, no sorry, Ulsrud from Norway must score 2 now. So another classical start with them corner guard. Ulsrud seems a little bit frustrated.
So you still have one end to go. So if you still have some questions or want to leave a comment, send us an email to live@curlingchampionstour.org or just join us on Facebook. It's live curling on lola1.tv.
Oh, get ready. It's going to touch. Go, 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 go.
Well, I think he tried to take position behind that guard, ended up just pushing it a little bit to the side and coming back to center.
Oh, he just wanted to go into the rings actually, but was
Yeah.
a little bit on the wide side.
Yeah.
Happens.
C'est la vie. Well, now Ulsrud,
Egentlig det vi ser etter er en 5-6.
yeah, I think it's probably a good pick now to go freeze onto that rock in the center. It's, I'd say kind of in a way it's a little present because it's behind the tee line. Of course, if you have any questions and comments, you can go at live@curlingchampionstour.org.
Mare. Mare, plass, plass.
Needs to curl though. Starting the curl now.
Yeah. And we have a message from Jamie Korab who's saying, well, hi guys, and
Like trying this.
loving the curling feed online, and he's got Gushue versus Ulsrud and Manchester United versus Liverpool on his laptop. So watching the two games at the same time, and while he's saying thanks for the good work, well, thank you for your comments, and always really appreciate it.
No big deal, Jamie
Yeah.
Korab.
Whoa.
And I'm glad we're enjoying curling
Whoa.
on
Yep.
LaLa1.tv live from
Whoa,
Baden,
whoa.
the Baden Masters final.
Okay.
This is a World Curling Champions Tour event, and so LaLa will be broadcasting all those Curling Champions Tour events on live. Sorry, all the Curling Champions Tour events in Switzerland will be commented live on LaLa1.tv, and actually the next one will be, I can already tell you, it's going to be the Men's Swiss Cup in Basel, really big tournament. It will be from the 3rd of October till the 6th. Yeah. And Jamie Korab, who actually used to play with Brad Gushue before, he won that tournament
Twice.
twice.
It's a small world, but a cozy world. It's the curling world.
Pretty thin there now. Not the same piece you just hit.
And here we have him.
Yeah.
The one and only, the living legend,
Yeah.
Claudio
Pescia.
Pescia himself.
Yeah, you don't imagine what this man. Anyway,
Now that you saw him, never go and wash your eyes again.
that's
Real
it.
hard. Really hard. Hard. Okay.
And we have another message from Walter Rosenbacher, who is asking about the Norwegian curling scene. And he's asking about the coach, Ole Ingvaldsen.
Yeah, Ole Ingvaldsen actually quit at the beginning of this year or at the end of last year, and in agreement with the team, of course. So they are right now without real team coach. Though, as we heard, Thomas Ulsrud wants or intends to join the coaching scene, so he's just coaching himself, I think.
Yeah.
So Ole, the another living legend,
Yeah.
is not on the team again anymore.
Yeah, Ole Ingvaldsen, always kind of smiley Norwegian person. And yeah, there's a rumor that our hero Claudio Pescia would be coaching them a bit.
And the other question Walter has is, what about the future of Norwegian curling? Are there any competitive junior teams in the pants?
Well, the pants for sure they have.
They do have the pants, yes.
At least 80 types of pants that they have. Then junior teams, yeah, of course there is
Well,
the
he's
team
not a junior anymore, but there's team Hoiberg.
who used to be junior actually. At the girls, they have a pretty good junior team from Christina Davinger. And I forget which result they did at the last World Juniors. I think they came up 5th or something.
I think it must have been a bronze medal, maybe.
Well, maybe maybe a medal.
No, it wasn't a medal. Anyway, Pia Troelsen's daughter is on that team. So I think the Norwegian curling scene is in pretty good shape after Ulsrud.
Yeah.
Though there's always the question about the system where we Swiss really have a very broad league and try to push as many teams as possible. Most northern countries only have one main team and a follow-up team, maybe. For example, in Sweden we have Team m.baden with, of course, Team Eriksson following up. And in case of Rasmus Stjerne, I'm not quite sure whether there is a follow-up team or not in Denmark. But I hope we could answer your question, Walter. Torgen Nergard is having a laugh there.
Okay, yeah. So, actually, I was talking there to Sander Rolwig, who's updating me for the Norwegian juniors. So the girls apparently got relegated. And they're going to be playing the European Challenge in Prague this year. And the boys with Eirik Mjøen, I remember he was an alternate in 2011 in Perth, the World Junior Championships. Finished 5th, so quite a good result for them.
Was it that bad with the girls? I mean,
It happens, you know.
wow.
But well, they already played a few of those, and maybe he had a bad one. Next year they'll come back. I just remember they played really offensive
feature
team.
game here is Torgen Nergård able to go by. Beauty of a shot.
Yeah, good shot. There's going to be the run back now.
It has to be the run back, though you really have to be precise on that run back.
Well, I think that they're maybe just a little bit too fast. Maybe Ulsrud didn't want to bump that much and roll over. But anyway, we're going to a takeout specialist coming up to play this very important shot.
Whoa, 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 off, right off, curl. Okay,
Turned out pretty alright.
good throw, Brett.
Brett Gilland here.
En 6er, 5.
So Torgen Nergård with another freeze. Really trying to score 2 points no matter what here.
You don't have the choice.
They don't really have the choice, yes.
Linje. Fortsatt plass. Hold up. Hold up. Limen på. Linje er gull. Linje er gull. Bare limen. Limen på er deres. Deres linje er kjempelinje. Limen på. Limen på. Limen på.
Torgen Nergård with a great performance throughout this entire final.
You like the guard? Huh? Problem is, you got to guard them all, both pretty good. You put it there a little high, you could still do this and get two of them buried. I think this is the shot. Let's get rid of one of them. Worst case, if we clip it off that. He's got to make a play, and we'll have a double in the next one there. I'd love to just cross it and just stuff it right there. It'd be nice. You know what I mean? So like 3/4 low would be nice. Middle of the rock would be out.
Yeah, and so we have a few messages suddenly are coming in. And Jill Bennett from
3/4 low would be
Mount
nice.
Pearl, Newfoundland, Canada,
Right.
has been watching and saying thank you for the great coverage. Wonderful to be able to watch this live. Well, we're welcome. Really, it's always a pleasure to receive these messages. It was always my deep dream to visit Switzerland. I made that trip back in 2001 when I spent 6 days traveling around your beautiful country.
Oh, that's that feels
thank you
nice
so much.
around the heart. wow, my chest.
Amazing. Yeah, come on, it's
thank
true.
you, Jill.
Switzerland is really a beautiful country. I mean, we have to say, make a bit of
Gushue
commercial
here.
for our country. Ooh.
Pistol it back and big sweeping there by Brent Gilland to get it out. Wow, nice shot.
Yeah, we had to pause the Swiss commercial for great curling. Yeah, indeed, come to Switzerland and visit. It's a beautiful country. You got lots of things to visit. If you like mountains, if you like lakes,
If you like curling,
if you like curling, it's a good place.
if you like fondue, chocolate. Okay, we stop it now.
Yeah, fondue, chocolate, cheese, good stuff.
Doggy, enda litt mindre is. Står det og sprer dem blir ganske bra.
And
Ja, men
we have a message from Shirley Mjog. who says, so she's from Netherlands and a big fan of curling. Indeed, Netherlands are developing their curling. I remember their junior team, Jap van Dorp, who are making progress every year. I think now they're probably not juniors anymore. And she's really glad. She really loves that game that she has to applaud from her laptop. And she says, "Go Canada." So Brad Gushue's got a fan in the Netherlands. Yeah,
Well,
well,
surely, I think we will actually see a extra end here. As
yeah.
Thomas Ulsrud just really left no double whatsoever here.
Yeah, I mean, you can only you can only hope for a mistake from Ulsrud there if there's no 2. Indeed. So thank you very much for all your messages. And we also had a message from Joe Drummond. Well, he's asking about the mirrors in the rink. So yeah, we'll send him an answer by email about all this. We'll ask the people in the rink how it's done. But anyway, thanks for your message and thanks for listening from Canada. We got a few Canadians here listening, is great. Glad that you hear about our live curling coverage, and don't hesitate, for example, to join our Facebook group if you want to keep informed of all the future events. I was talking about the Basel tournament, but now last rock of Thomas Ulsrud in the 8th end to get 3-3 score for the extra end. Yeah, to get to 3-3.
He's gonna try out score 2 to keep his team alive here in the final of the m.baden Master 2013. It's been an exciting final, Roger.
Ooh.
It's been an exciting final, and I have no doubt that Thomas Ulsrud is gonna hit this yellow rock just perfectly and stay in the rings. Thomas Ulsrud with a hit and stick last shot in the 8th end in the final. First curling Champions Tour event of the year.
Hard sweeping.
Keeping it clean.
You don't seem too worried.
Seems
there. Perfect. The weight is perfectly controlled.
Clean it,
They
clean
keep
it. There we
cleaning
go.
it.
We're into extra ends.
Yeah. And applause from the public. There's going to be an extra end in that final. A really tight and quite exciting final, I have to say. Got a lot of nice shots. Yeah, so success in their operation for Team Ulsrud. They scored their 2 extra ends, so now it should be final end of this tournament. Advantage to Brad Gushue, who has the last rock.
So high quality curling so far. Even though it's only the beginning of the season, they're really on a high level already. So if you have any questions, if you want to leave a comment, or if you just like what we are doing, like us on Facebook. It's live curling on Lola1.tv. We are happily welcoming you there, and are all curling fanatics, and would be happy to answer any kind of questions you might have. Oh, look at that.
fuck.
No. 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 Yep. Yep. Through. A little heavy. Close. Yep.
Wait, so get. Oh, wait, get.
Whoa.
Perfect. Keep it. Get up. Jump up. Jump up.
Try it, Jeff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Try it, Jeff.
Sorry, a little microphone problem.
Ja, men vi må dit, og så må vi runde, og så må vi pinnegarde, ikke sant? Får ikke god nok shot ellers. Han kan ikke. Det er nå vi kan plassere midt på senterlinja, da.
Sorry, had a little microphone problem. I just wanted to say that Tim Baker sent us a message from Lafayette, Louisiana in the USA, originally from Newfoundland and Labrador, and thanking us for the opportunity to see Team Gushue play. And so, well, thank you for watching us. It's a pleasure. People from all over the world, from the USA, Canada, Great Britain, Switzerland, everywhere, enjoy our broadcasting. And if ever people interested in joining our Facebook group, Live Curling on Lala1.tv, don't hesitate. And if you have friends or relatives who like curling, then don't hesitate to propose it to them.
Oh, and we got another message from Lenny D. Tiller, who said, "You guys are doing a great job being up since 4:30 a.m. Newfoundland time to watch the semi-end to final. Go Team Gushue." Of course, he is supporting his fellows from the same province.
Yeah, you got a lot of Canadian fans watching. That's something I'm always impressed with those people, is that they wake up so early
Yeah, no
to
kidding.
watch the games.
Well, that's the thing for us in Switzerland. TSN is not broadcasting out of Canada, so we can't get up in the morning and watch it. We always have to watch it on video on demand or anything, which really is a shame.
Yep.
So on the other hand, we get to sleep longer.
That's true.
Coming back to our feature game, we have Christopher Swad trying to come around those two front guards, as Team Ulsrud is, of course, looking to steal the win away from Brad Gushue from Newfoundland Labrador. Oh, and this one is looking really heavy. Look at that.
Yeah, we were talking about those situations where seconds have suddenly to throw that very important draw behind two center guards.
Oh, that would have been this one, eh?
That's this one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly this one, which is one of those famous key shots.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Oh. Yes. Good.
And so we'll see typical extra end tactics.
So
Trying to block the middle while the other ones are trying to clear it.
As Adam Casey just opened up everything, he really got those clearings in his repertoire.
Yeah, it's so important to have a second who can do those double peels because, especially if you don't ask your lead for example, tick shots.
Good shooting, Adam.
You can make those double peels. I mean, this is really killer shots, you know, for the ones who's trying to steal because getting rid of those two guards. Well, now Ulsrud, it's still not over. I mean, he's going to keep putting a guard in the middle, hope for a mistake. It can happen.
All you need in the end
Always.
is one center guard.
Exactly.
Kølle og kølle, gutter. Hva i så fall? Den må kølle. Ja, da kan vi vente litt, hvis det er 3. Da er det med Landra. Opp til senter. Ja, nå kommer han.
So they will be putting up guards right till the very last shot. As they're right now already lying one.
Yep. And so it's going to be a typical peel. And actually received a really nice message from Sweden. It's hugs from Team Relia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But anyway, sent us a message saying they're watching the final during their training weekend. They went to their neighbors, Team Party Pants. So anyway, they sent us a really nice picture of them watching our game. So, well, thank you really much for that. And glad you're watching curling and train well. If you remember,
Train hard.
Yeah, because you'll remember Brad Gushue said, I have to train. Train hard, yeah, if you want to get the best. And I think in Sweden you also have good experience, good coaching. So we have a good infrastructure for that. So thank you very much for your message. And thanks for following us.
Nice center guard once again. If you like what we are doing, join us on live curling on Lola1.tv, or if you want to find out everything about the Curling Champions Tour, just go to curlingchampionstour.org or .com actually. There you can see everything about the Curling Champions Tour, which events that we are covering, and everything else. I think actually one of the players is receiving a call right now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No time to pick up my phone, I'm curling.
Yeah, I'm playing the final. Yeah, we didn't precise that for...
Ok, gutter, vi skal ut på innan eller på den siden hvor dere er nå.
So with your second last rock, would you play another center guard, or would you play maybe top house?
Well, the situation the way it is now, because Ulsrud still has one shot to play, right?
Ulsrud's got...
Yeah, one more shot to
Oh,
play.
there's only one more, yes.
So
Yeah, he-
Gushue will go for the peel. Expect him to make it. I don't know. Well, I think he will probably try and play top 8.
Yeah,
top
most
8.
probably.
That would be force him to a little tough draw. Or he's looking to play on the side.
Now that is really, I don't know, that's a question of feeling, I guess. I would
Yeah.
probably play top house here, top 8 foot. There's always the possibility of a jam, or if you miss it, or if you're not that precise, maybe the shooter is going to roll out and you're scoring the one in the back of the rings. So personally, I would probably go right down the center line, top 8 foot. Though Thomas Ulsrud and his team from Norway, they're deciding on going to the side and see whether Brad Gushue is able to draw to the button or not. So it's Thomas Ulsrud, Olympic representative 2014 for Norway, in the final of the Baden Masters 2013 with his last rock. A draw to the tee line, side of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 line. Like that?
Brad Gushue sliding down the rink, calling for a hit and stick here,
Yep.
playing it safe.
Just one, guys.
Like Thornalf is hoping for a steal.
Not too much ice.
We'll see what happens.
Like that ice, Jeff? Probably get away with a solid hack of that ice.
So it's Brad Gushue from Newfoundland, Labrador, who's looking for his third title at the Baden Masters 2013, the first event of the Curling Champions Tour 2013. And it's gonna be a Canadian win
Yeah,
in
and
a
big.
very, very exciting game, a very final worthy game.
Tight till the end, and I suppose all the supporters from Canada will be quite happy to see that. Team Gushue winning once again this tournament. And he was saying really enjoying the play here in Switzerland, and I can understand why in a way.
Well, I think it was worth the trip for him.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
So winner of the Baden Masters 2013, Brad Gushue from Newfoundland, Labrador. Runner-up, Thomas Ulsrud, Team Fancy Pants from Oslo, Norway. I was glad to commentate this with you, Roger Goldcup. My name is, of course, Daniel Schifferle. Thank you very much for joining us today. We'll be back live on at the Baden Masters 2013.
yep. And well, the winner now actually making a prize money of 13,000 francs with a total prize money of 40,000 francs.
Which, of course, is at the Swiss Cup.
Yes.
Right, at Swiss Cup 2013, which is the next event of the Curling Champions Tour. Go
Yes.
to curlingchampionstour.com to check out everything about it and see which events we are covering. And like us on Facebook, it's live curling on Lola1.tv. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm out.